Now athletes are staged. Now athletes are poised. Now athletes are scripted. Hey, let's go ahead. Bill Russell used to have great commercials. Bill Russell for long distance. And then he had a guy with him, Ronnie Watt. All right, let's go with the first Bill Russell commercial. There's no doubt why Bill Russell won all the time. Because he was better than everybody, longer, athletic, all that kind of stuff. But the man had an enthusiasm, a gravitas for life. Go ahead and play this one here.
Now that I'm coaching, I'll tell my players, if you're in a tight ball game and you got a good shot, take it, don't pass off. Now, the same thing holds true when it comes to saving money on long distance. Now, if you dial your own out-of-state calls from your home or office, you got a sure shot and up to 50% savings. So don't pass off to the operator. She can't save your money. To save on long distance, you put them through yourself.
I love that. I do. I love that. That's what I grew up seeing Bill Russell, long distance commercials. I didn't grow up in the 50s and 60s. I didn't. I mean, I grew up in the 60s, but I was like, I'm born in 62. What the heck did I know at 7 years old in 69? But I always saw Bill Russell as a guy that did whatever he was going to do with common sense and enthusiasm. You're going to hear from every white guy in the media today, these somber, glorified, and they're great. Everything's great. But when I think of Bill Russell, and when I had a chance to meet Bill Russell, and the look in Bill Russell's eyes was all about enthusiasm. Yeah, he was a great basketball player, fantastic coach, social activist. When he spoke, people listened. He stood on the front lines with Ali and the others. I get all that, I do. But also, I get fascinated by why do some guys win? Why do some guys just win? Why do they win? And I swear to God, it always comes down to they have an internal enthusiasm. And you don't have to be Magic Johnson, who had an external enthusiasm. You could be Larry Bird, who was a dude's dude. And we'll talk to Jerry Seaston coming up at 9:30 that played with Larry Bird. You could be Isaiah Thomas with the big smile ready to fight you. You could be Michael Jordan, man. Michael Jordan, hey, look, he had an enthusiasm for winning, but that's what matters in sport. And the first guy that I ever paid attention to with it was Bill Russell. And from those commercials. All right, he had a guy named Ronnie Watts. I don't know who the hell Ronnie Watts is. I guess he was an actor. But he and Ronnie Watts did a bunch of commercials, and they were awesome. Let's go with the next commercial.
So Master is coach of the Celtics, huh?
I was only kidding.
Kidding? Howard didn't think so. He asked me, were you really a friend of mine or just an actor?
Well, what'd you tell him?
I told him that you were an obscure actor.
Ooh, after all those calls I've dialed to Seattle.
Did you dial direct?
Of course. I'll bet Howard doesn't make half that many calls to his friends.
What friends? Good friends are for keeps. So keep in touch. Long distance is the next best thing to being there.
I'm telling you. Look, a lot of great
Your
things get
tickets
done in
and
this
more.
world
Exclusive access.
by men like Bill Russell. A lot of men, a lot of great things. He suffered, I'm sure, from all kind of racial slurs. I read something today where, the relationship with Bill Russell and Boston was complicated because of that. I get all that. But as a young guy just watching hoops, as a young guy trying to learn, as a young guy that wanted to study, what makes people great? What makes people fantastic? What makes people win? Man, you know what I came down to? Enthusiasm. And that's what that man had. You know what else? There are all kind of pictures of Bill Russell smoking cigars on benches. There are all kind of pictures of Bill Russell drenched in champagne. I love it. I love when champions wear their shirts. The dorky hat that you get when you win something, and then they put the dorky shirt on you. Michael Jordan wearing his shirt. I love that stuff. I think that's team, and more team, and that's what I saw to Bill Russell. I know there's more to Bill Russell. I don't think I'm necessarily equipped to speak on it. But I know this, from a guy that has studied basketball, from a guy that loves enthusiasm, from a guy that loves to live life. Bill Russell was unbelievable. And maybe my first role model with those commercials. I'm telling you, I don't know who that actor was, but I love it. Those seem real to me even as a little kid. I know you're saying, that's stupid. He was far more than that. Good for you. But those meant something to me. They did. I think there was one, I couldn't find it, where he shoots a paper into a basket. And he looks at the camera and he goes, from long distance. Telling you. Remember asking my dad one time, how great was Bill Russell? He said, best ever. He said, Dan, he knew how to win. He knew how to make everybody better. He didn't have to score a point, and he influenced the game and won. He could block 8 shots, get 22 rebounds against guys twice the size of him because he wasn't that big, but he was long. That's the last thing. When I walked up to him and said what I said in 1989 outside the Kingdom, I remember thinking, this dude is long. So you know what? Good for Bill Russell. And last thing, because I got to take a shot at J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick and all those other clowns can besmirch the folks from the previous era. That's their right. They certainly can. They get on ESPN, and all of a sudden I got to impress Davey Roberts, the boss at ESPN, with my wit and my wisdom. That's fine. But that group, those guys had an appreciation for playing. Those guys had an enthusiasm. Those guys had an energy. Somebody actually wanted me in a commercial, an AT&T commercial. Let's give it a enthusiastic shot. Not this sullen crap that we see now. Not this BS that J.J. Redick spews. Congratulations, Mr. Russell. Congratulations on a life well lived, man.